you, and what are your initial thoughts about joining Cincinnati?
It was pretty stressful for a few days, I'll be totally honest with you. But to be with an organization that values me, just in talks with James and Zach and how they view me as a player and as a person, this is the right fit. I'm pretty happy to be here.
How much was the idea of playing with Joe Burrow a part of wanting to come here too?
No brainer. I mean, you see what he did last year. He's an incredible player, the future of this league. To be in an offense with him, Jamar, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, I'm excited as hell to be here.
What was it like for you? I'm curious how your vision of the Bengals as an organization changed last year, watching them in the Super Bowl, presumably, and then thinking of them as a team. How much did they change, and did that make you look at this place differently maybe in this process?
I mean, they drastically have changed over the years. Obviously, my first 2 years in Baltimore, I saw a completely different Cincinnati team. In 3 years, they've come a hell of a long way. And just watching them in the Super Bowl, kind of piecing myself, what if I was in that position doing that? It's really cool. And it's an incredible opportunity for me, for my family. I'm just so happy to be here.
You thought about it even at that point, watching like, well, that could be a spot for me. You thought about it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did they discuss a role with you as such? I mean, you're a versatile guy. You can run, put your hand on the ground and run block as well as run routes and catch it. Is any discussion in that regard?
They've touched on some stuff. I think, a lot of stuff in the passing game is going to fall on me. So what I did in Atlanta in 2020, I did it at a very high level. So to get back to that is really what I want to do. But at the end of the day, whatever Zach wants me to do, I'm going to do it a million miles an hour.
Does playing for a guy or playing with a guy like Matt Ryan, you think helped you, Hayden?
Absolutely. Coming from 2 years in Baltimore, then playing with Matt Ryan, it just makes you kind of step your game up a little bit. Matt's expectations, he's done it at such a high level for so many years. You have to raise that bar yourself. He has his set of expectations, and it just kind of makes you get your schedule, get your flow, get your rhythm, and kind of become a professional.
And with the role, when you watch tape, did you envision yourself in C.J. Uzama's role? I mean, when you watch tape of C.J., do you say, man, I can do all that and I can perform like that?
Absolutely. C.J.'s an incredible player. What he did here, he did tremendous things in Cincinnati. I'm stepping in, obviously, to avoid. I got to fill his shoes, but I think I'm more than capable. I think I showed that in 2020. For whatever reason, last year it didn't work out that way. Things didn't get called my way. So put that in the past, move on into a starting role, and I think I'm going to flourish here.
You've been not behind, but you've been on a process with really good tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore, obviously Pitts last year.
Right.
You feel like you can kind of get out on your own here, underneath and kind of make a mark of your own.
Yeah, I thought that I was doing that after my second year in Baltimore. Like I said, I finished, I think, top 10 in the NFL statistic-wise in 2020. So I think I'm fully capable of handling a starting role. Did it at a very high level. Like you said, unfortunately, broke my foot in Baltimore, and Mark turned into an all-pro. I love Mark. He's awesome. He's taught me a lot of things. He's an incredible player. Just an unfortunate situation for me there. And the Atlanta thing didn't really work out how I was told it was going to, but I get to move on, come here, and move into a starting role again. So I'm pretty damn excited.
It all come about pretty quickly. It seemed like the Bengals, obviously wanted to retain CJ if they could have. And once that didn't happen, did everything come together pretty quickly with you?
Pretty quickly. I think Zach ended up calling one of my former teammates, Lee Smith, and he kind of sang my praises to him. And then Zach ended up calling me, and it was a pretty quick process after that phone call.
What did you kind of glean from Zach in that first initial call and kind of these initial conversations you've had with him?
He's extremely authentic, and that's hard to come by in this business, as I found out in 4 years of being in the NFL. It's refreshing to hear a genuine and authentic voice like his. He's going to tell you how it is. He's very transparent. He's not hiding anything, and that's pretty refreshing for me.
How big a deal is it to have a position coach that played that position in the National Football League that's mentoring you as a tight end?
It's awesome. Me and James, we were on the phone the other day for 45 minutes. We've been talking all day. He has a history in minor league baseball as well. He kind of I followed in his footsteps with the whole control issues and then becoming a football player. And so I think me and him are going to hit it off pretty well. And again, having a guy like that in charge of the room who you can relate with and talk to, it makes coming to work just enjoyable. So I'm excited to get here, get working, and get things going.
Just out of curiosity, where do you feel like, this obviously is an offense that has a lot of receiving options. You're going to be in that mix as well. How do you, when you look at where you're going to sign and kind of what they already have, what was that process like, knowing that they've got 3 really good receivers and what the tight end usage has been like here over the last few years?
Well, I mean, it starts with the quarterback, obviously, with Joe and what he's been able to do. I mean, he's a rare talent. It doesn't come around every day. And being able to have the opportunity to be in an offense with him is a no-brainer. Obviously, you have Jamar, Tyler, T, Joe. It just makes my life a lot easier because a lot of attention is going to go there, and I'm going to have a lot of mismatches. And I think it's finally all going to come together in my 5th year, and it's going to be the perfect storm, in my opinion.
You've been around a lot of talent in your first 5 years in the league.
Yep.
Do you think that, at least on paper, this offense has the potential to be the best offense you've been a part of?
It's pretty. I mean, on paper, this offense is going to be pretty fun to watch. Already without adding me to the mix, it's explosive. I think I just bring a little bit vertical speed. My route running, obviously, learning from Mark, playing with Kyle, different styles. I get to kind of mimic my game after a little bit of theirs. So I've been around a lot of stuff. I've picked a lot of stuff up. Like I said, in 2020, I was able to kind of show what I'm capable of, and I'm ready to explode.
Anything else?
How much of that sell was knowing that this is an offense that has stockpiled a lot of, this is a very pass-first offense to a certain degree. How exciting was it to go to an offense where the vision here maybe is a little different than how other people see football and the way that they stockpile resources? What was that like as you were going through the process?
Well, I mean, I think I fit the system pretty perfect. Being in Baltimore, a little bit of 13 personnel. It's a way different system. My first year in Atlanta with Dirk and Matt was more of the pass heavy, wide open, run and gun type thing. And I think I did a really good job. Kind of got hot towards the end of the year when Dirk started really understanding what I was capable of doing in the red zone, high red, vertically down the field. I think this is what fits me best. I'm able to kind of use my vertical speed, create mismatches, get on linebackers, get on safeties. People forget how quick I am. I was a 25th overall pick for a reason.
I mean, it feels like, just talking to you now, it feels like you feel like you've got a lot that you need to prove. You've got a pretty big chip on your shoulder. Am I reading that pretty correctly?
I got a few. Like I said, situationally in the past, the opportunities haven't come my way like they were promised for whatever reason. I was a 25th overall pick for a reason. I'll keep saying it, and I'm going to prove it here. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's the perfect fit, with just the culture here, the system, how Zach, presented how I'm going to be used. I think it's really all going to come together.
You mentioned a lot of your strengths. What do you think over your 5 years in the league now? What do you think you need to work on most when you're doing a self-scouting thing?
Yeah. For me, it's just the little technique stuff. Obviously I know what I'm capable of doing in the pass game and in the run game. But it's just refining those little things. I don't think I have all the answers. There's stuff that I can perfect every day. It's just those little detailed things, that get you the advantage, in the run game, footwork, hand placement, little stuff like that I know that I can get better on.
When you moved from Baltimore to Atlanta in that transition, and your best year was that first year in Atlanta, what made that transition so good, and why do you think that'll happen here in Cincinnati?
Well, it's just the feeling of having somebody believe in you, giving you the opportunity, telling you you're the starter, not BSing you. It just helps you focus and hone in on your craft every day, where you know what your role is, what is expected of you. Sometimes in those unclear roles, you're unsure yourself. So kind of coming back to this where Zach has presented that, I'm going to be pass catching and stuff like that. It fires me up. It gives me a new passion. It just kind of relights a fire under me.
Did you and Zach talk about those past opportunities and roles that you've had elsewhere?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of told him my situation and how I saw things in Baltimore and Atlanta and the way that I was told stuff and promised stuff. And he, like I said, he's very authentic, and he's going to tell it how it is, and he's presented me with an opportunity, and it's up to me to kind of take it and run with it. No pun intended.
Have you seen any of CJ's tape with James at all? Have you watched any CJ tape with him?
About an hour ago, we were diving into it.
I'm just wondering if there's anything that kind of makes your mouth water, any kind of a route or anything that he was doing. He seemed to have a pretty good rapport with Joe, so I just wonder if there's anything you saw that kind of struck your fancy.
The opportunity. It's just CJ was always there in those opportunities, and the run after the catch, he was extremely explosive, doing things like that and just creating, yak after he catches the ball. I just can't wait for me to be in that role. I think it's really going to suit me and what I'm able to do vertically and just create these mismatches on linebackers and safeties because the attention is going to be outside. So I'm excited as hell. I know it's where I'm meant to be, and we'll see where things go.
How fast are you? How quick?
So in Baltimore, my second year, was clocked at 21 miles an hour when I took off on a 61-yard touchdown, and it was the fastest recorded speed for our offense the entire year. So there's some pretty fast guys in that offense, but I did have a breakaway. So.
We hear a lot of guys say they're excited when they come to a new team. I don't know if I've ever really seen it come across in this manner.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you feel like this offseason will be maybe different for you because of that fire that's kind of relit and the excitement that you have about coming to prove kind of what you can do on the field as you enter the season with Cincinnati?
Like I said, it's just going to reignite a fire. I was a first-round pick, and my mouth was watering. I thought I was going to get all these opportunities, and it's been a grind for 4 years. For whatever reason, I have no idea why. I know I'm fully capable of being a starter in this league. I showed it in 2020, and I'm going to show it again this year. It's going to be really fun. All I've ever wanted, all I've ever needed is an opportunity and a chance, and I've finally been given it here.
Have you met with or talked to Joe Burrow at all yet?
I have not. I think Zach said he's going to try to get him over here, but he's been courting people, and I don't think he wants to, make him come over here too many times. So we'll see.
You've been surprised at how frustrating your NFL experience has been to this point. I mean, you think you're going to come into the league and it's going to go, but for it to kind of have all these fits and starts, has that kind of been surprising how frustrating the league has proven to be for you?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. I'm sure my girlfriend can attest to it. I'm not the best version of myself at home just because I wish I could tell you guys, oh, well, in Baltimore I was dropping passes or I didn't know the playbook. But I did everything I did at South Carolina in both places, and it just, for whatever reason, didn't correlate to Sunday. I'm hoping here it's going to be a lot different, and I know it is. So
When you approached your free agency, was fit with team so far above everything else for you because of that background, basically?
Yes. I'm confident in who I am as a player, and the contract and money stuff will come. I don't really care about 1 year, whatever. I just want opportunity, and I think I've reiterated that enough here. I keep saying it to my family. I just want a chance, and I think Zach's going to give it to me here.
Everyone good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Richard, very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.